Welcome back to FNN News, the best news with unbiased views. I'm here joined with RedFoxMan to discuss his workings towards the SuperSmelter. RedFoxMan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing swell. How about you?
I'm doing amazing. Now, we got to talk about this. You have a SuperSmelter in the works. How's the progress
Yes.
coming along on that?
Actually, I have finished the actual super smelter portion of it, so it's fully up and running. I just gotta get the build sorted around it.
Exciting, exciting. Would you mind if we went and took a trip and checked out this SuperSmelter to inform the public on how to use it?
Yes, I'd love to.
Perfect. We'll be right back, guys. We're going to go head down to that SuperSmelter right now. We are now located at the SuperSmelter location. Red Foxman, could you give us a rundown on how this works?
Yes, so welcome to Helter Skelter Super Smelter. This is the brand new community super smelter that I have built and designed by my own two hands. If you want to step in, we can take a tour around inside. So, these are all the furnaces, right? The super smelter uses dried kelp as its fuel source because it can smelt roughly around 20 to 21 blocks per smelt. This would be the output chest. So once you start smelting, this is where all of your items will go. If we move on over in here we have our input chest and a great view of the actual machine itself. So this input chest uses a hopper minecart. So at most, the hopper minecart will take 5 stacks of items before smelting. So if you take these 5 stacks of raw cod and put them into the chest, you'll see they quickly filter into the actual system. And once all 5 of them are in the actual system, you will pull the lever and it'll shoot off. Now if we move on over in here, we'll let those shift in a bit. Here we have 2 levers, right? We have the top left up here. It actually turns on the kelp producing farm, which will produce dried kelp for the system. And this bottom lever here shoots like fuel into the actual super smelter. So if you want to take a look inside, so I'll pull this lever here and you'll see the kelp farm actually turn on. As you can see, it produces a lot of kelp that fuels into the automatic dried kelp block creator. Now, if you want to move down here, you will see as I flick the lever, that minecart will shoot off to filter dried kelp into actual super smelter. And that is how I fuel this whole system. This took me roughly around 4 days of work to fully complete and design by myself. So if we come back to the input chest, you'll see all your items have been quickly absorbed in. Once you pull this lever, you'll see a minecart run across, right? And once you come back here, you'll see all your furnaces are now smelting your items. So the actual super smelter uses around 32 furnaces, so half a stack of blocks, and it runs through it twice. So 1 stack per run through. So on this first furnace, once you see it's around 10 items, roughly, I mean, a lot of it'll be cooked, but you want, if you're mass producing smelting stuff, above 5 stacks, you want to stop the actual system to let it flow back in. But for the most part, 5 stacks is perfect for the super smelter. But other than that, you'll see there should already be, 2.5 stacks have been smelted.
Perfect. Very impressive. Very impressive. I'm going to ask you questions on You just saw that here first on FNN. I was brutally murdered by Dogged Goose on FNN live. Thanks for that amazing demonstration, Red Foxman. Now, if I could just ask, what are some important takeaways that we can take for the super smelter to be successful in using it?
So I would say the most important takes are to always check to make sure that there's fuel in that very first furnace at the very least. Because otherwise you'll be shooting your items into the smelter without any fuel. If there isn't, then you can very easily pull the 1 lever and get fuel right along into the system. But the next takeaway would also be to pull the lever after all of your items have been sucked into the system at the input chest. If you don't do that, then none of those items will actually go to smelt in the super smelter. And then the very last takeaway I would say is it's much preferred that 5 stacks be used at a time. You can do more than 5, but I'd let it sit after all 5 go in and cook before you send another 5 in, or at least know that you have 5 stacks already in the system before using it again.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, RedFoxMan. Again, this is FNN News, bringing you the latest news with unbiased views. Thank you, and have a good night.